up, y'all? This is Karina.
And I'm Pebbles,
And
this is Divine Connections.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 1.
Whoa.
We got a special
Hazerd.
guest in the house.
What's cracking? How we doing?
Cracking.
Great.
What's going on?
Yeah, so tell us about you and tell us where you're from.
Yeah, where you want to start?
So they call me Hazerd. I'm from Ontario, California. Like my whole family's from East LA. We moved out to my neighborhood when I was like 5 years old. Grew up out there. Regular shit.
What about your parents?
Great.
Where your parents come from?
From East LA, Montebello, East LA.
Oh, okay.
I think my biological father was like grew up in Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then my mom's lived in Montebello. So yeah, you know, Chicano as fuck.
That's right.
So you grew up in Ontario?
Regular Mexican American story. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up in Ontario.
Oh, okay.
So tell us, like, what was your childhood like with your parents, you know?
Like-
is your nationality, like, Mexican? What are you?
Yeah, no, I'm Mexican. Yeah, so like my grandparents are from like Jalisco, from Guadalajara, and from DF.
So you're Chicano?
Yeah, so no, just like it was regular, you know, like regular shit, I guess. Both my parents worked when I was young, so like I was out the house or whatever, like 6 years old, all day gone. So then like
Working with them?
no,
Oh, I was like,
like out in the
I thought you
street.
said Mexican. So
No, like out in the street. You know what I mean? I'm like 5, 6 years old, and from the time
are you the only son?
I was the oldest.
Oh, oldest out of how many?
Four. There's four.
4. Oh, wow. So you're the
Yeah.
big brother? Take care of everybody?
Fuck no.
Oh, wow.
No, hell no. I was off in my own little world. And now I'd say like now probably I think I'm a decent big brother. Definitely better than before.
Well, that's good
For
to hear.
sure.
We're going to get into that, right? I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, you know, I definitely try to, you know, be an emotional pillar for my younger siblings.
That's
you know?
great.
So,
You far apart in age?
between me and the youngest, it's like 8 years, 9 years.
Oh, okay.
But so we're all fairly kind of close in age. We're all kind of like 2-3 years apart.
So your parents worked a lot?
Yeah, you know, it was like, they moved from the hood or whatever. They thought like they were moving out the hood to go buy a house or whatever, and then we landed in my neighborhood.
In
So,
Ontario?
yeah, we landed in my neighborhood in Ontario, and it was like the same shit, but it was different, you know, like different surroundings, and I didn't have any family out that way, so like, you know, I'll go outside and play with the homies.
I think that was
So-
like a wave for a while, no? Like everybody was coming from LA out to the IE because it was like, you know,
You could afford a house at that
More
time, right?
affordable,
And then
it
it
was
was like
nicer.
it was growing, like it was growing fast.
you could
So-
raise a family. Probably people were like, it's more affordable in LA.
Well, that's
it
what
was-
my family did. That's what came from LA and moved to
Yeah,
LA.
property values at the time were, but like fuck now in certain spots it's expensive
It's
out
pretty
there.
much
It's almost the same as
Same
LA
shit,
now.
yeah, same shit.
But at that time, I think a lot of people from LA just migrated because I know like even my people like came all like from over there and went out to the IE, and then you know, my siblings ended up growing up out here in the IE too.
Yeah, I liked it in the sense of like it gave me a chip on my shoulder. I didn't even realize it, but like from a young age I wanted to rap, right? And so what I would do is I remember like one of my homeboys had a van when he was like 13. This fool was crazy. And we'd be pushing, like this fool knew how to drive.
His own van or what?
He was like 13, 14. Oh, he bought it off a bicycle. He bought
I'm about to say that's why I don't drive no
like
van,
a
no
80,
van.
like a 80 something like Astro van or something. He
Shit,
bought it. He bought it off
get
a
him
bicycle
on.
or whatever. And that fool had a van. Like he was like 13, 14. And so
The ones with the doors that open on the side?
yeah, he got it off.
Slides.
Yeah, he got it off a bicycle, and then we would run everywhere. And so like when I was starting to rap, I would have been about like 14, 15.
Oh, wow.
And we would go out to like Melrose. We would go off on Sunset. We would just go hit like You had like you got Amoeba Records. You had the old one, the old Amoeba. Was it Fat Beats? There was like different like record shops, and they would have like open mics, and you would go.
You were only 14?
15, 16,
Oh,
yeah, 14, 15,
What got you
16.
into it?
I like to rap. I don't know.
What was
I was walking. I remember when I was like in junior high, I seen some fool like rapping, and I remember like the reaction he was getting. I was like, I want to do that. And then when I was in high school, I seen some fools like rhyming and shit, but they were all black dudes, and I was like, fuck, should I go over it? Like, I don't know if these fools would be cool. I didn't really know them, but I was like, I went and I stood there for like a day or two at lunch. I would just watch these fools rhyme and shit, and I was kind of trying to see, you know. And then one day I just jumped in and I started rapping. These fools went crazy. They're like, what the f? I'll say he's rapping. Like, I jumped in and started rapping, and
That was your first time?
Yeah, and that was it. Yeah, from there I was like hooked.
Were you already like practicing or like?
Like at the pad, I'd be like saying rhymes in my head and shit.
Then you were like, I'm gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's dope. That took some.
I wanted to do it. I don't know. I wanted the shit seemed cool. I loved rap music. Cause I grew up on rap music. My mom listened to LL Cool J and Run DMC and shit. Like when she was in high school. You know what I'm saying? My mom had me young, so I grew up listening to rap from a very early age. So like I've loved rap music.
I grew up on the
Like,
Chronic
every day I
album. Like that's what my mom used to play.
I remember when the homie's brother had he had a Walkman, he had a yellow Sony Walkman. We had the cassette, the Doggy Style tape. And I think it was either the cassette was his girlfriend's and it was his Walkman, or vice versa. It was his tape, his girlfriend's Walkman, whatever. But I just remember the homie came to school with it, and we sat like at the very back of the basketball courts, chilling with the fucking headphones, like twisted like this, like trying to listen for like 3-4 lunches, right? And then his brother found out, and he came. He's like, my brother found out I took the tape. I fucked it up. He's coming to school. And I was like, what? And this fool was like, we were like 6 or 7. This fool was like 12. He's in 7th grade. We're like in 2nd grade, right? And this fool came to school. Like that fool really came to school. Like he grabbed him, and then he looks like, D, you were with them too high. And he grabbed my ass. I was like, ah! But I was like 6, 7.
That's crazy.
And at the time you're there like,
I was like 12, 13. Oh, you bastard. I held that grudge forever too. When we got older.
You're still talking about
We
that?
got older. No, we got older.
fast.
I held that grudge forever too. We got older. I remember one time that we were drinking. I was like, I should fuck you up.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
You know what I mean?
Somebody beating your ass like.
I was like,
don't know if
I was like 7. Like, that shit was like,
I remember that.
that fool terrorized the fuck out of me. I was like 7 years old. I was like
I was
12,
saying, you're like,
Child abuse. Now it's child abuse.
beat up his mama. What the fuck?
You know what I'm saying?
Trauma. I'm traumatized.
Now I got older, because it was my homie's brother. I got older, I fucking hate this. Once I was in fucking hit her with a beer bottle.
You remember it?
You get buzzed like. Remember?
This motherfucker, right? But yeah, so
in
like
1999.
and that was oh fuck no, this was like 93 or 4. I'm old. This shit was like 93. Whenever Doggy Style came out. What was that? Like 92,
I
93?
think that was because I was born in 91, so that was around there.
Yeah.
I don't know, I was just born. No, I'm just kidding.
He's like, I ain't gonna say that.
I don't my bad. I'm over here fucking.
Just kidding.
It's all bad. I'm over here kind of aging everybody out. But yeah, so that happened for me listening to Doggy Style. So that's how I listened to that shit. But like, I just grew up with rap. I grew up with rap music, and then when I tried it and I got that. The rhyme wasn't even cool. I don't even know what the fuck I said, but it wasn't even cool. I remember thinking like, but it was the fact that like I had just had the balls to jump in and do it that kind of surprised everybody, and I got that reaction from jump.
It was the confidence.
Yeah, so it was like, I was like,
already.
I was like, oh, this is fire. I like this feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we used to stop lunch like like at school and shit, that there would be like 400 kids like
What?
crammed around a battle. I used to have like, this is before social media. This is before everybody had a camera. I wish I had footage from that.
You go to school in Ontario?
Yeah, I went to Ontario High. I went to Chafee High. I kept being a kid. I went to Chafee Alternative or Chafee.
So this is at high school. You had a big crowd.
Yeah.
My brother went to Chafee.
Oh, where?
Yeah.
That's fire. What
He's
year did he graduate?
He's younger though.
Oh, okay.
He was born in like what 95.
Oh yeah, like, it's like that's my little brother's born in '96. But yeah, no, like I would have we'd have crowds. And this is, like I said, this is before everybody had a camera. I wish I had footage of that shit, because we would have like hundreds of kids, to the point where like security will come break it up. Like they would think it was a fight. You know what I mean? They'll come like,
And
we're just rapping.
What did you call yourself back then? Were you still Hazerd?
Yeah, like I think I started. I was like I went by D, and then the homie, I was at a kickback and like some shit happened. I was like, the homie's like, oh, the homie flows. So I'm rapping, and somebody goes, that shit sounds hazardous. And then like we ended up having a fight after, but these fools were all older than me. So I had a lot of issues with older people. So this fool had like grabbed me, kind of threw me at the wall. I was like, oh, that fucking hurt. I went to grab it. It was a 40 of Mickey's. Like, underage drinking is not okay. You shouldn't do that shit. But I went to grab a 40 of Mickey's, and I was all fucking nervous, and the bottle was all sweaty, and it slipped. And I went like this. I held my hand against the wall. It slipped. It fell. But I went like this, and there was a brick that was loose. So I pulled it out the wall and started smacking fools.
The 40 saved you.
So I started
Don't drink, but it will save you.
But I smacked some fools with a brick. Well, they were grown men though. I was like 15. These fools were like in their 20s.
Damn, that was always happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had a lot of problems with older people. Like I was always the youngest fool, like kind of in my peer group, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I was the baby all the time. So when that shit happened, like the homies turned around and they're like, "What the fuck happened?" And then the fool says, "Hey, this motherfucker's a little Hazerd," and then it just stuck. And it sounded dope, and then I was like, "Oh, Hazerd to the mic," like, you know, as like,
that's cool. Yeah.
as as a stage name or whatever. But that's what. And then but I didn't know growing up out there. Like my whole family's from East LA, but like from that side, and so I didn't know like the name Hazerd meant anything else.
Oh,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I had seen like American Me, when I seen the movie, I thought it was a movie. I was just like, oh, is that, you know, I didn't think that was, you know.
It's a real place.
It's a real place, right? So then, it's funny because when I started going to prison, it would happen all the time. Hey, you got a homie over here. And they'll kind of, dude, hey, I got a homeboy in here. And I jump up, and I've never seen this fool a day in my life. I'm already knowing, like, oh, he gotta be from Hazerd, right? So I already know. So like, we'll chop it up. I was with a lot of good dudes from there, but that shit was always funny. Look, they call me Hazerd. I'm from out that way.
Yeah,
I'm from out that way. But that was how I got the name.
So then, you just mentioned you did prison time. How old were you when that happened?
I started doing time like right when I was 18.
Oh, okay.
So right after high school.
Basically, I always say like people went to college, I went to prison. Like I did like almost a year in the county, like nine months in the county, and then I got out. I was on probation. I caught another case in LA, but this is back in like 07. So this is before like the internet was really interneting, where everything's on a touch of a button. So I was on probation at a San Bernardino County. I caught a case in LA County, and my daughter's birthday was the next day. It was my daughter's first birthday, and I had been gone pretty much her whole first year, right? So it was her first birthday.
So wait, hold on, we skipped that part. When did you have a baby?
Fuck, my bad.
In the middle. You didn't even mention nothing. I'm thinking you're just a sweet little boy at high school.
No, I was in street.
You're attracting all the girls.
I was in
you're
street.
rapping. You're the man right now.
I was in the
So
street.
yeah, my daughter turned 1. You know, we slipped that in real
My
quick.
bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
So wait, back up a little bit. Back up. So when did that happen?
Before I went to prison.
So you were like, I'm gonna leave a little recuerdo behind.
Nah, not even. I just, there was a situation with a young lady that I was 17 years old and she was like 2 years younger than me. And I was like, I'm about to turn 18. Her mom doesn't like me and I don't need any problems. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I think that's it. But I had already fucked up and got her pregnant. So then we had broke up and weren't together. She moved like out of state, and then I get a phone call like, oh, I'm 2 months pregnant, 3 months pregnant, whatever it was. I was like, fuck.
You almost got away from the Mexican curse. Fuck. I was close. Almost made it to 18.
I was right fucking there, and I was like, fuck.
At least I wasn't 14.
But it was fucked up because like we had no business being together, which we weren't. Like we had already been apart. We had no business bringing a child into this world in that kind of sense,
Grow up, but you did it.
It was like a broken situation from the jump, Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the blessing of it was my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So that's a pretty chill thing, I guess.
So you turned 18 in prison. You're about to have a baby.
No. So I turned 18. I turned 18. My daughter was born. A week later, I got locked up.
Oh.
And then a week after she was born, I got locked up, and I did like 9 months in the county. I came home, and then I got arrested again the night before her birthday. I was like trying to kind of do right. So in between all of this, I had done like an independent album right when I was 18. We had pressed up a bunch of copies of CDs, and I had found like a case of them. I thought we had sold them all, but I found like 200 CDs, and I'm trying to do the right thing. Like I'm trying to not fuck up. Her birthday's the next day, and I need to pay for her first birthday party. This is 2007, so 2007, there used to be a Virgin Mega store off of Hollywood and Highland in Hollywood. And like all in front of the Virgin Music Store.
Where they sell music.
Fools would post up and sell like bootleg CDs and DVDs and shit. So I was like, I'm gonna take my music out there.
Damn, that's old.
So I was like, I'm gonna take my music out there. I'm gonna get these copies off. So what I would do is I had my album loaded on an iPod, like a little.
Would you do this yourself, or you? So you recorded at home?
No. I had recorded it. So I had this album that I had done when I was 18. I had recorded it at my homie's house. He had made the beats. We had mixed it. We had pressed up like a couple thousand copies. We had got off of most of them. So I had like one case left of these old CDs, and maybe like 200 of them, and I was like, these would sell all the time, so I'm gonna just go out to Hollywood. I'm gonna get these off. I can have my paper for my baby's birthday. So I go out to Hollywood, and I was getting them off. I had made like a few $100s. I was doing well. I had my little pitch down. I'd just be like, hey, you listen to music, right? Nobody, hey, you like rap? That's a very specific
That's how it used to be back then.
But it's like, hey, yo, you listen to music? And I have like, come here, have my headphones, like my little fucking iPod Nano. I'll play the shit, It was like a sales pitch every
you
single
were
time.
updated with it. I would just see the CDs. Like,
You're like forcing it into someone's house.
I had an iPod Nano because my thing was like I really believed in my product, and so we got around just selling CDs hand to hand because the music was actually good. And fools would listen, hey bro, I'll buy that, fuck yeah, give me that, you know what I'm saying? So we were kind of ahead of our time in that way, but it was weird too because we were ahead of the way, but at the same time we were right at the end of it because there was like physicals were going away by that time, you know what I'm saying?
Well, because LimeWire and all
that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like the death of physical sales. Wow. And so, but
what year was that?
This is 2007. It's kind of like they were phasing it out. Everything was becoming like an iTunes download.
Yeah.
You would pay like 99 cents a song or whatever, right? But
that's when they took LimeWire away and they started making us pay for shit.
Yeah, raggedy motherfucker. But no, I mean, because I would buy music if I believed in the art. I really would. I was a music fan. I was really a fan of a lot of rappers. So. I paid for albums all the time just because I loved that music, right? And I think people still would, but I do think that like the wave of the industry being, all digital and streaming and shit. Yeah.
Have you taken advantage of that right now? I mean, it seems you got a
We
lot of
just
followers.
we just dropped the High Socks and Lo-Fi. We just dropped a new project. That shit's cool. It's that's like my first like official body of work that I've put on streaming sites. And it's done okay, I guess. For me, it's like I was saying before about the whole like being kind of ahead of my peers, I guess, in the way I thought, but at the end of like a wrong era, or you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's an interesting place that we're in right now because everything's like very microwavable as far as music goes. You know what I'm saying? It's like the bar for entry is so low. You might have a TikToker that has 30 million followers, can't sing, can't rap, nothing. But they'll bring them in like, fuck, they have 30 million TikTok followers. Like, here's a $3 million record contract. We'll just put you with some writers, and they just keep making bullshit.
They basically mold them
Yeah.
into what the industry
Would you
wants,
say? Would you say even though it may seem because it's a free, basically business and promotion online with thousands, even millions of people. Even though you have that, do you believe it's harder now than it was back then?
Well, I think that. Well, what's harder?
Like promoting yourself to the
Oh no! I think that the market's saturated, but if you know what you're doing, fuck no, marketing's great now.
Oh.
You have because like for instance, I have like a creator profile on Instagram, right? So I could run ads. I really don't, but I could, and I've like kind of targeted practice doing like certain targeted ads for shit. And you can get real specific where you can market your stuff at. You can literally pick, the age range. If you want to market super towards women, if you want to market towards men, if you want to market towards women on the East Coast, if you want to market towards, this age group in Europe, if you want to market to whatever the case is, you can do that with the targeted ads. So I don't think it's harder. I think you have way more tools to use at your disposal. I just think that the industry itself is so saturated, right? And people's attention spans are so much shorter because now if you're not into something, you don't have to, you just change it. You don't fuck, like you got 10 different series that they're trying to pitch you to watch on Netflix. You got to check out Hulu for this. You got to check out Amazon Prime for this one. And your attention's so divided that there be, people who mention celebrities now, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, they're on this show. And I'm like, well, no wonder. I never watched that show. Whereas before, you would kind of be like more of a universal celebrity, right? Like if your shit's really, really popping, everybody kind of knows who you are. Now, I just be feeling like they be making up people now. It's like, so-and-so, who the fuck is that? Oh, he's a streamer. Oh, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that, I think that it's saturated. But at the same time, all you need is one of these. Like this shit's in my hand. My wife will tell you real quick how much this shit's in my hand all fucking day. But I do everything off of it. You know what I'm saying? Everything. I don't even use a computer. I do everything.
Yeah, it's not like back then where you gotta hand out stuff and you gotta.
It's. I think some of that is to the detriment. I think that that with more physical media, I think that people would care more, I think, about the music. And I also think that fan experience is still important. And I feel like part of the reason why it's so, like, it's oversaturated, it's hard to cut through is because you could be like a kind of a fan of somebody and not own anything to do with their entire little world, right? Like, you can kind of be a fan, but if they haven't put out merch or you don't really fuck with their merch, like, there's nothing tangible. Back in the day, if you were a super fan, you had every album, you had posters, shirts, and it's like, now you can still do the merch thing now, and that's where independent artists could really eat at. But like, you could kind of like, you could passively like me, I have like 60-some thousand followers on IG. I have a few 100,000 on TikTok. That shit doesn't mean nothing financially. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't. I have, out of those 68,000 followers I got on IG, I might have 60 that
Solid
consistently like buy anything that I make, any shirt, any drop. And I probably have maybe 100 now, but that'll buy anything that I make out of 68,000 followers.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of
You know what I'm saying?
the numbers are a misconception of reality, I guess, to some people. They think that because someone's number is dictated by who they really are, and it's really just not even that much, those who actually support you. Well, because I tattoo, and I have like 12,000 followers, and I'm not booked every damn day. I'm not booked,
There you go.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I gotta say, I gotta take that back. I got hundreds because I do have hundreds of people on that list because we've done a couple shows like with no openers, nothing, just me.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. You go up there.
And we've done like I've put 200-300 people in a room.
I think that's what's good, actually.
With no other acts.
Aside from just being online, like on the internet, I think it's good to show your face. Like you were saying earlier, like they like to see a face, they like to see merch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what I was gonna ask you next. Do you go out there and you show face and everything?
Yeah, I mean we've
perform.
Yeah, I've done a lot. We got this let me see. I don't know when this drops, but May 31st I'm gonna be in El Monte with my boy VHS and Vel 9.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
We're right. That's gonna be a dope show. May 31st in El Monte. If you check my page, there's flyers right there. Let me see. We're doing Rhyme Fest in August. We're doing Rhyme Fest over at the Coliseum.
Oh yeah, summer.
We're doing Rhyme Fest over at the Coliseum, and then I think I'm gonna be over. Shout out my boy DJ John B over at You're Not Down in Pomona. I think I'm gonna be popping up over there real soon. So I've done a lot of that though. Like shout out to people over at Hey Love, Heart LeBeau. Done a couple of things at his events.
So.
Yeah, man. I try to make it a point to get out. I just like I'm an extroverted person, but I don't like people a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not shy at all. I could talk fine, but like
you don't have a social battery.
Sometimes I get in front of certain people and I get real quiet. I'm just like, this shit is whack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if the energy's weird or if people are like, my thing is just like, I guess my pet peeve is like you go places and motherfuckers are trying so hard to look hard.
Or be
you know what I'm saying? Like be real tough and shit. And I'm like, bro.
I see people trying to be, for example, I see people trying to be ghetto or something so bad, and I'm just like, why do you
like to be
ghetto? Why do you want to be
Yeah, I think those are the people that wear it as a costume, though. I think those are the people that anybody that's fascinated by. If you're like fascinated by hood shit, there's no way to
like, because people that really come from it, we're trying to not look like you.
Oh,
We're trying to not
thank you,
dress like you.
I fooled you guys.
We're trying to speak properly, proper English.
Nah, but in all seriousness, like if you've never been like, if you never like, I'm trying to think. If you never been like embarrassed of like getting dropped off at school in like a fucking beater ass car, but that's like the car.
Shout out to my mom.
You know what I'm saying? And you like, if you ain't never been embarrassed like that.
What'd you do when you got
So, raise my daughter and try to figure out the music shit,
So you did what you said.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, it was a long,
Journey.
winding road. You know what I'm saying? It was like getting custody of my daughter was fucking a long battle.
Were you still rapping in prison?
Yeah. I would around prison. I mean, like, the homies loved that shit. They were like, oh, fuck, this fool sounds dope. Hey, Hazerd, come do that one rap. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be requesting shit. But it was cool. I mean, I was always down south, and then I had went out, like, out of state, too. But so I always had a lot of homies with me, like, from my neck of the woods. So, I pretty much, everywhere I went, I had a couple of homeboys.
For those new listeners that are listening in, what type of hip hop or rap do you do? Is it deep? Is it really lyrical? Is it like?
I say I make intelligent gangster rap. Like that's what I always say. Like it's intelligent gangster shit. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times people will say gangster rap's just like either aggressive production, turned up shit, whatever. But I feel like some of the smartest people I ever met were in prison. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Some of the most well-read people I ever met were in prison.
Exactly.
The most intelligent people I've ever met were in prison. And it's just due to circumstances that they might have had, You know what I'm saying? Like, we were just kind of joking about the struggle or whatever, but in all seriousness, due to like certain socioeconomic factors, you just have people that kind of end up in certain situations, right? And but that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, every fucking convict is just an idiot. You know, the most reading I ever did in my life was when I was in. You got nothing but time, bro. So you just like, I was a big reader, and a lot of homies are like that. So I feel like my style is definitely like lyrically driven. The themes of it are gonna be gangster because those are my experiences. But I take pride in like saying things in the most clever way possible, right? Because at the end of it, like, I still love rap, and I love like the sport part of rap. Like, being good at it matters to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like my shit is some intelligent gangster shit. That's what I would say.
What inspired the 40-ounce Fridays?
Well,
How did that get started?
Because I had this one video, so kind of it intertwines with the personal shit. So I came home in 2012, and I was around my daughter a lot for like the first year and a half that I was home, and then had a lot of drama or whatever the case was. I didn't end up with like full legal sole physical custody. That's what they said. It was full legal sole physical custody of my daughter till she was 11 or 12, right? 12, because she was in 7th grade when like she came to live with us like permanently. That was it. No more back and forth. No more some days here, some days no. It was like, so that was in 2017, 16, 17, 18, 17, 18. So at the time, I was having a lot of drama with the family court. Like, my music had gotten brought up, and my old stuff, this is like before all the new shit. So my old stuff was like a lot of like political rap. I had a song called Modern Day Slavery. I had a song called Start a Riot. And the reason why I was making that shit is because when I was on parole, my parole officer told me, like, I'll violate you for a rap lyric.
What?
Like, he said, like, don't let me hear you say no, nothing of this, nothing of this. Like, he was real specific. He gave me like words, names of streets. He's like, I'm not stupid. Like, don't say none of this. I'm telling you right now, if you go like gang banging on music, that will get you a violation.
Wow.
So I was like,
you had to get creative.
Bet.
Oh, is that why you around it?
Exactly. So I started making like protest music basically because it was something that I still cared about, and I just didn't want to make like, at the time at least, I didn't want to make like club records or whatever the case was. I was like, that's not where my head's at. You know what I'm saying? So I was making like protest music basically, like a lot of political type shit. And then even so, like, they tried to throw like my music kind of in my face because I had this song called Start a Riot. In the video, it's like a dude gets shot by a cop, and then like there's like a protest, and then like the people protesting kind of rush the cops.
So who's the one who brought up the videos?
Family members.
Oh.
It was bad. It was in family court, you know. But that being said, I had looked at it like, this is the thing that I think I can do to change my daughter's circumstance in life. And if it's causing me an issue to be a father to her, then I'm done with it. So I had an old video, like I was at my boy Danny Zico's pad, and it was 420. I was feeling sorry for myself. I just had like a bad court date, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna rap no more. I gotta quit, cause fuck, I gotta get my life together, like, you know, whatever. But I was like, I want to rap though. So then I put a beat on. I rapped to this cell therapy beat, and the video on YouTube's titled Buzz Bars. We put that up on Facebook. It got like maybe like 15,000 views on my personal page. And then I was done really making music. Like, actively, I wasn't doing anything. My boy Urban had hit me saying, hey, bro, you can't quit, bro. Like, I know you got some rhymes in you. I got some beats I've been making. I want to show you what I got. He came over. I had just got custody of my daughter. He came over and he's playing me beats, and I was like, oh, this is dope. All right, let's try making some shit. We recorded maybe like 9, 10 songs, and then I was like, bro, nobody... What happened?
That night?
No, we recorded like 9, 10 songs over like the next... No, it took us like a month and a half. I was recording like I would record like once or twice a week at his pad for like a month.
Did you have?
I would go in, I would bang out a song or two like every session, and we did that shit maybe for like a month. I would go to his pad like once a week. And then all of a sudden we had like 9-10 songs, and then I told him, bro, nobody knows who I am, fool. Like, nobody fucking cares. Why are we gonna put out a whole fucking body of music? I like this music, by the way, but why are we gonna put it out and have 10 people listen to it? Like, I gotta figure something out. And then I said, yo, that one video of me drunk rapping in the homie's living room, like, it did okay for me on Facebook. What if I kind of like clean it up and turn that shit into a series? We'll call it 40 Ounce Fridays. I'll just rap for it. At the time, Instagram had started allowing minute-long videos. So it was like, what if I take that formula? I'm drunk rapping.
Was it because in that video you had a 40?
I didn't even have a 40 in that video. I had in the Buzz Bars. In the like original Buzz Bars video that ended up going viral for me. I'm holding a fucking aluminum bottle, like an aluminum 16-ounce bottle of fucking Michelob Ultra. Yeah. It is. And people, you know what makes me laugh is people. There's people who actually believe that Michelob Ultra is like a zero beer. Like people are like, how are you blacked out over a zero beer? And I tell them like, you do realize it's just a light beer, right? Like that shit, like you drink enough of anything, it's gonna fuck you up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I think they get this misconception that just because they think it's zero, you still drink a lot.
Like, well, not only that, but it's not a zero beer.
No, it's not.
You know, it's like a Bud Light. It's the same shit. It's the same fucking thing. And so the only thing is like it's like lighter than like a regular Budweiser. It's not gonna bloat you, I guess. To me, it still does.
Yeah.
But what I had said was like, I got, you know, I had that video where I was drunk. What if I just drink a 40 and we'll call it 40 Ounce Fridays and I'll do it every week? And the homie's like, that's dope as fuck. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And we started. I think when I started, I might have had like 800 followers on IG. You know what I'm saying? And I was a definition of just like a failed local rapper, and I just kept doing them. And
which one hit?
Shit, it took 100 and we did 150 of them, I think.
Before they hit?
140
That's
of them.
dedication. That's fucking
I'm on like we just dropped 319 today, but we were at like 130, 140, and what happened was the homie was telling me to start a TikTok. He's like, fool, you need to be on TikTok. And I'm like, I don't shake my ass, bro. Like, you got me so fucked up. You got me so fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I told him I'm not fucking going on TikTok. And he goes, no, bro, listen, like your videos, the videos that you put on Instagram every week, the 40 Ounce Fridays, I'm like, yeah. He goes, take that exact video and just upload it to TikTok. And I was like, nah. He's like, I swear. So then he had told me, look, this week, like they're doing this big challenge on TikTok. Everybody's been like trending. It was the Soulja Boy She Naked Clap beat because Tory Lanez had been on a stream and he had like rapped on somebody's stream or whatever over that beat. So I listened to it and I was like, oh, okay. And I kind of like flipped it. I like did my version of what Tory did. Like I used his cadence and shit and I was just fucking around. I put it on Instagram, and then I was like, this fool told me about it through TikTok, fuck it. So I had a TikTok account just because this one always sent me fucking videos off of TikTok. I had the account, and my name was there, like my name from Instagram was still available. I'm an Hazerd, so I had the account, I just hadn't done nothing with it. Then I put up the Soulja Boy, the She Make It Clap verse, and I forgot about it. And then like the next morning, I was like, oh, I wonder how that TikTok did. And I looked, it had like 50,000 views. And I went from 0 followers to like 1,000. And I was like, oh shit, oh cool. So I threw a couple more videos up. And then I remember I was a Saturday and I was working. I went to work. And while I was at work, I was like, I should put that old ass video of me drunk as fuck in the homie's living room. I should put it on TikTok. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like put a caption above it. I put, this dude got blackout drunk and then this happened. It had nothing to do with music. Like that caption had nothing to do with music. Or this guy got blackout drunk and then this happened. I think that's what the caption was. And it had nothing to do with music. It was just the fucking video.
And it went crazy.
We put it up at like, I think I put it up on my page like at like 3 in the afternoon, and by midnight it had done 1 million views.
What?
And like my phone was just RIP,
Wow.
just like going crazy. And then that was like 3.5 years ago, because it was the week before Thanksgiving. I remember that. It was the week, so it was like 3.5 years ago. And then everybody migrated from TikTok over to Instagram. Then that video, like people kept clipping it and putting it on other viral pages, and then somebody brought it to Instagram, and then it did like, it was like rap music, the page, Instagram at rap music. They posted it, and it did like 1 million, and then I got like 5,000 followers or some shit like overnight.
That's dope.
So, and every once in a while it'll happen. Like last October, like 6-7 months ago, somebody else clipped it, and did like 4 million on his page. And I think since from October to today, I think I got like 40-some thousand new followers.
Damn.
Since October. So every once in a while, the video, it just went off on YouTube for me.
YouTube too.
Yeah, it would, for the first time actually. It had never. That was like the last place that it hadn't really done numbers on. So it's cool, I guess. That one video's done a lot for me for sure. Like I would say, like the thing you always hear from people when they talk about having having success or whatever, that like you hear it and you're like, oh, okay, it kind of goes in one ear and out the other, but it's really true. Like you've heard Jay-Z talk about it, you heard Nipsey, rest in peace, talk about it. Like they always say, like, I just didn't quit. And I mean, like, because we were 130, 140 verses in before that one.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just didn't quit. Like, I think
the average person would have did like 3 or 4, maybe 5, and if it didn't do good, just
there was some guy who said he does like interviews on TikTok, and he asks millionaires like, "Hey, how'd you become a millionaire?" And one guy said he tried 600 times until he finally did it. So you just never know when it might be your breakthrough.
And the thing for me is I'm having fun doing it. Like I still enjoy. I get a kick out of putting words together. I get a kick out of like finding a clever way to say some shit. And then like, for me to be able to meet your father, who you said like your pops put you under my stuff, like that was like an honor. I'm like, yo, that's so dope to me, because I've had that a lot, and I think it's my thing that I'm probably the most proud of, is like the amount of this is the first father-daughter that I've seen, but I've seen mother. I've seen mother-daughter. Yeah.
You're like, nah, I don't want to hear that. Marvin Gaye and on this planet.
But no, I've seen mother-daughter.
My dad put me onto something, and I was like, I actually like
a lot of father-sons. This is the first father-daughter, which is dope, because like I got, you know what I mean? I got a daughter, so that's
dope.
And we be on the same type of shit as far as like
shout out to my pops.
Putting each other on the music and stuff, I'll send her stuff like, oh, you gotta listen to this, but that's so dope to me. Like I think that, all I ever really wanted was like to make stuff that people would listen to. Like from the jump, the first time that I seen Homie, I was like in 7th or 8th grade when I seen dude rapping. I was like, that's fucking dope. I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was literally about like, hey, look at me, I'm dope, right? So like at the most, like I ain't even gonna hold you. Like at the most root, part of it, right? It's kind of like a very kid, almost immature way of thinking of things, but like we're in kind of the toy store of life. Like we're in entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not? Like, I think that at least for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm literally living out like a childhood dream. Like I love life, bro. Yeah. This shit is, you know what I mean? This shit is dope. This shit is really dope.
Hell yeah.
Before we close the interview, I just want to say thank you. But I had another question. I wanted to ask you if you had anything to say to like an upcoming rapper that's probably watching, that maybe doesn't have the confidence or doesn't, believe in themselves or their potential. What would you say to them to keep them going, to inspire them to keep going?
I would say that like if you're about it, go get your CDL. Drive a truck or something. If you no, but hold on though. But that's not the full quote. If you I tried to quit making music, and I couldn't stop creating. So like, if I haven't been making money off of it, right? Like, so for a long time, and I'm still doing it, right? So if you took all the money out of it, would you still want to do it? And if the answer is yes, then go hard, bro. Like, or sis, you know what I'm saying? Go hard at it. I think that it's a really tough road. I'm not even gonna hold you. It sucks. It's kind of fucked up. Sometimes really fucked up. But if you cannot live and not create, then yeah, man, go for it. Just understand that it's gonna be a really, really, really difficult road, and you're gonna feel like quitting all the time, and you're gonna feel lost half the time. And that's where you grow as a person, because in order to really keep at this shit, you have to have a very good relationship with yourself. You gotta really know who you are as a man or a woman. So I would just say that if it's really what you want to do, like if they took all the money out of it and you would still be rhyming with your homies or whatever, just stay focused. Try to accomplish, even if it's just writing a new rhyme. I'm just going to talk to rappers specifically, but if you're a singer, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's just kind of writing a piece of a song every day, like do that. Just work on your craft a little bit every day. Because there are people who are just ridiculously talented and have a lot of drive, and that's who you're competing against, right? And then you're also competing against the people who are maybe not so talented but are super determined and have a lot of drive. So being wishy-washy about it, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I kind of fuck with it. Like I said, go get your CDL, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go be an electrician, go be a plumber. There's nothing wrong with that. Those are great trades. I'm not trying to I have my Class A license. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, like,
if you're not passionate,
if you're not really passionate about it, or if you just kind of fuck with it, but you might just really be a big fan of music. I feel like that's another thing.
But
like
you're
with
not a music maker.
Yeah, there's like the barrier entry is so low now that like hardcore fans a lot of times, and that's how we start. Like that's how any musician, like, or any really good one, started as a fan of it. But some people should stay that, right? And it has nothing to do with because they're whack. It just has to do with they're super passionate about being around the music, consuming it, what have you. But to do all the little bullshit that you have to, because half the time making the music's the easy part, but then like you got to go figure out how you're gonna release it, market it, get people to listen to it, right? And that's 90% of it, 95%. Yeah, you really got to be able to push your product.
Sell yourself.
You know, now that little 5% is fucked up because it feels like it's such a small part of it, but it really is huge. It just is kind of weighted, right? But the bulk of it is marketing, selling yourself, making yourself likable, you know, for whatever demographic. You know what I mean? Even if 90% of the country thinks you're an asshole, but you got this 10% of pocket of people that really rocks with you, that's your tribe. Go sell to that 10%. You know what I'm saying?
And even if it's not your own people or your family or your friends.
You're not, okay, that's the other thing. Don't even worry about that. Your family, your friends, your relatives, you don't want, listen, you might at first, you know, do some pay to play shit and you got to sell 50 tickets and you sell to your tia, your cousin, whatever, and, you know, half of them ain't even gonna go to the fucking show, right? That's fine. But those aren't fans. Those are that's your family. Those are your friends. Those are not your fans. You want strangers to support you. I hate when I hear a stranger's always gonna support you more than your fan. Are you trying to just make customers out of your fucking family? Like, nah, I'm cool. I don't talk. When I'm with my family, I don't talk about music. Like, we're clowning each other and we're watching a football game. We're watching a boxing match.
Is regular.
Yeah, they don't even. They don't.
Like, who do you think you are?
Yeah, they don't look at me like that at all.
That's a really cool perspective.
Like, I serve my own plate the whole nine, or my wife will. But you know what I'm saying? I walk in like, oh, hey, what's up? Like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I feel like, when you're desperate for any kind of support, any kind of emotion, you're looking at the people around you like, come on.
Look at me.
Look at me, love me, right? And it's not that they don't. It's just, again, if you had a restaurant, you wouldn't expect your family to be the ones buying the most plates.
I'm tired of this food.
Exactly. So you got to have strangers.
Face forever.
You got to have strangers to support what you do. That's As you
People
should.
that never seen your shine or your talent.
Yeah, as you should. Like, it would be like Coca-Cola. Like, how many cans do they sell? Is it like, oh, just corporate's family? Like, fuck no. Like, that's free. They don't sell. They get the free product to their family. They're selling to people in, you know, in Mexico, in Japan, all over the fucking world.
It's really, really a dope perspective.
You know what I'm saying? So I would look at it like that because my thing is this: I've been that like local ass rapper forever, so I remember that still. I carry that with me a lot, right? So I just try to tell people like from a very real perspective because I get how it can feel lonely. I get how it can feel like, man, nobody fucks with me. But it's like, my boy, you gotta get the strangers to fuck with yourself. You gotta fuck with yourself, and then you gotta get the strangers to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like if that's what you really love, man, do it. Just don't stop, and don't. Instead of finding an excuse or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? Why I can't do this or I can't do that. Find a reason to get it done. Like, I started 40 ounce with a Bluetooth speaker and a phone. That was it. That's all. The first two we weren't even rapping with. I had a mic and a recording setup. We didn't even use it. Like on the first 2 or 3, and then my boy was like, "I think I can track you through the mic and I can edit the video after." I was like, "All right, cool." When we started doing it like that, but it was a very, very inexpensive setup. You know what I'm saying? Like a few $100s. So it doesn't take a lot. And if you don't even have that, if you have a phone, you have everything you need.
Yeah.
Set that fucking phone up on a tripod, set it up on some books, whatever, figure out your angle, and then just rap to the fucking phone, sing to the phone, upload it. If it's good, people, this is what I realized, if it's good, people will find it. I have never spent a single penny on ad dollars or whatever for the Buzz Bars video. We've done 30, 40 million views on it across so many platforms, so many times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, if it's good, people will find it, but you got to put it out. Oh, I don't got clothes. Like, my boy, if that's the case, fucking, if you don't got clothes and you
people
really
always have a problem for a solution.
Well, here's my thing. If you're really down that bad and it's like that tough for you, you should be skinny because you shouldn't be eating that much any fucking ways, right? take your shirt off, homie. Do some burpees, do some push-ups, get right. You know what I'm saying? And like go be the fool rapping with your shirt off. Like, figure a reason. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Figure out a reason to get it done as opposed to an excuse why you can't. Yeah, ultimately. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a long time. Like, don't get me, it took me a long fucking time to even get to this point. And it took me a long time of feeling sorry for myself and making excuses and, people are hating on me, they're sleeping on me, whatever. And I just had to shut the fuck up and rap more.
You were putting your energy in the wrong
put it into
frequency.
Exactly. And then I just had to shut the fuck up and rap. Like, that's ultimately what it came down to.
Just keep walking, baby. Keep going forward.
That's it.
Keep going.
That's it. Yep. So look, man, I go by Hazerd. Shout out to the 1,000 Pound Sisters for having me. All right.
I'm Karina. This episode was sponsored by Belmonte Media,
Pebbles Tattoos, and Soul Supply Company.
Is there anyone you want to shout out before we end it?
Yeah, let me see. My boy Danny Zico over at the Room ZLA. Y'all follow him, Danny_Zico. Follow his studio page at the Room ZLA. As far as like quality and affordability, you're not gonna beat that package. My boy's got like 20 years of experience engineering, and you're not gonna get that kind of quality for that kind of rate. So yeah, man, follow my boy Danny Zico. Hey. That's we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. What's the name of your studio? What is it?
XXIV Club.
XSIV Club?
24 Club.
Okay, and look, I'm a dick because I just shouted out a whole ass other studio while I'm sitting in one. But I will say that I've been here. Look, I've been here at the 24 Club now for the last like 2-3 hours. Yeah. And it's super fly. I really rock with the decor. I like the vibe in the potting room as well as the actual like music studios got a whole different feel to it, and I super fuck with that.
Hey,
it feels kind of like dark, kind of ratchet. You know what I'm saying?
But if you're scared, don't come to LA. Don't come to LA.
Is that what you chose it?
It was a test.
But yeah, no, this is really dope though. It's shout out to 24 Club for real.
Yeah, shout out to 24
Club. Appreciate all the hospitality. This has been a really good time, and if it wasn't for my boy right here, we wouldn't have the whole 1,000 Pound Sister post.
Hey,
You know what I mean? So shout out to that guy.
Our podcast technician.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the joke of the night.
Joke of the motherfucking night,
Thanks to
baby.
you.
He's the MVP tonight.
Thanks to
He's
you.
the real MVP.
Jay Mora. Check him out. The man.
Closing out.
All right.